Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Heart for the Community Initiative third annual Black Business Showcase. We are so happy to be with you and to provide this particular service to the community. During Black History Month, Heart for the Community Initiative celebrates by putting the spotlight on the Black businesses and Black business owners in the DMV region. Now, for those of you outside of the region, you hear me saying DMV, you may be thinking I'm talking about Division of Motor Vehicles. I am not. I'm talking about the DC, Maryland, Virginia region. That's where we chiefly operate as Heart for the Community Initiative. This is our third year in a row doing the Black Business Showcase. It has been a phenomenal success. It is our opportunity to introduce these businesses and business owners to you and give you an opportunity to know who they are and also to support them. So please tune in, share this broadcast with your family and friends. Let them know that we're live right now on YouTube and on Facebook, on the Heart for the Community YouTube channel and on the Heart for the Community Initiative Facebook page. We're easy to find. So you guys make sure that you begin to tag your family and friends. Let them know that we're here. We have three tremendous business owners. There's some information that's going to come out tonight that is going to absolutely blow your socks off. These are very, very interesting ladies who do tremendous work in the community. Now, I did a little research on all of them. They don't know it. I know more than they think I know. I'm loving what they bring to the table, what they bring to this episode. I do believe that after we wrap up tonight, you're going to be very well informed on the products and services that these ladies provide. And they're also going to share their story with you. Listen, there is a story behind these businesses. I know when I was younger, I thought that all business owners were rich. Not necessarily, but they're all trying to get there. We're gonna help them, right? So thank you, my brother Jeffrey Legree. He was on the last episode this past Saturday. It was amazing. Thank you, brother, for all that you brought to Heart for the Community Initiative. There she is, none other than Princess Frenchie, part of the Heart for the Community Initiative board. We were just on a meeting talking about you all. So thank you very much, Princess Frenchie. Going to ask the audience once again, please begin to share the broadcast. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. Share, tag your family and friends. Let them know that the Heart for the Community Initiative Black Business Showcase is on. We want as many who can and will to come and join us to learn about these very interesting and very dynamic businesses. We have in clockwise order on my screen, Miss Royal Harris of Heart for the Brain Foundation. In just a few moments, she's going to tell you all about it. We have Miss Bianca Guzman, I think I said it right, of Divine Talent Connection. And we also have Miss Trisha Campo from No H2O Auto Detailing. I got to tell you, when I saw that, I said, how in the world they going to wash a car without water? Dry cleaning a car? But then I saw some of those pictures. I said, well, I guess I got to call her. So this is what I mean by interesting. I never thought of a waterless car wash, and they're mobile. They'll come to you. So these business owners are going to tell us all about it. God bless you, Michelle Robinson. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Tell some other YouTubers about us because we want them to join in too. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give these ladies an opportunity to introduce themselves and their businesses to you. I'm going to start with Miss Royal Harris, and then I'll go to Bianca Guzman, and we'll wrap that with Miss Trisha Campo. They're going to tell you something. So, Miss Royal, tell the audience something about you and your business.
Good evening, Carl. My name is Royal Harris. I am the president and founder of Heart of the Brain Foundation, a nonprofit organization for autism children. Whether we're reserving time at a water park, dressing up their wheelchair, or simply singing a karaoke song, Heart of the Brain Foundation is a go to for a sense of relief for families. Our mission is dedicated to relieving the trauma and lessening the disabling effects of autism children by creating a space where they can enjoy accessible and adaptive everyday play. And you have to ask yourself, what is life like for a child with physical disabilities? We must educate, respect, and accept our autism children. And is by giving back to the community and showing how much autism we have. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Miss Royal Harris. Thank you for the introduction. That was just awesome. And now we're going to go to Miss Bianca Guzman from Divine Talent Collection. Please tell us something about yourself and your business.
How do I follow that up? That was amazing. Thank you, Carl. I'm so happy to be here this evening. And first of all, thank you for having me. I am the owner of Divine Talent Connection. I'm also the president, currently serving for the Woodbridge Business Exchange. And I am a business coach and an HR consultant. I am truly purpose driven. I love serving my community and working with those that are underserved, underprivileged, to help them just streamline their businesses, as well as make sure that organizations are working hard and equitable. So I do a lot of work in the community, whether it's with nonprofits or small businesses and entrepreneurs. I have a passion for those that are fresh out of prison. So I work with prison reform and nonprofits, as well as the youth coming out, trying to determine what types of businesses they want to establish, and then guiding them along the way. And I do a lot of work with mindset. So we set that strong foundation. And I am also very faith-based. So that's a big part of the important work that I do in the community.
All right. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to our audience that has just joined us. I said it once, I'll say it again. Make sure you are tagging your family and friends. Let them know that Heart for the Community Initiative is live right now with episode 4 of the Black Business Showcase. Some of the business owners who've been on with us already, they're enthused, they're back, and they're going to help you tell your story. All right, Miss Trisha Campo, tell us about that No H2O.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me. I am Trisha Campo. I am the owner of the No H2O auto detailing franchise here in Nova, Northern Virginia, and dry cleaning for cars. Carl, as you mentioned, a lot of people wonder, how do we clean cars with no water? I'll tell you that the formula is a secret, but it's no secret what we do because we do it out in the open. We essentially spray, wipe, and buff. 3 steps. We bring the car wash and auto detailing experience to our clients, whether you're at home, at the hair salon, or in the office, wherever you are. And we really have 3 tenets for this business. One is convenience, the convenience of having your vehicle cleaned on your time and in your space. And secondly, it's conservation. We believe that we're saving about 35 gallons of water per vehicle that we clean. So that is definitely a plus for those of us that are conscious of the environment. And thirdly is consistency. Consistency is important to us, that every customer has a 5-star experience. If you look at our Google reviews, you will see how happy our customers are after working with No H2O and experiencing the dry cleaning for their vehicle. I would say that I also pride myself as a business owner in the community to be able to bring conservation and convenience and consistency to my community, and create a space for those of us that are busy moms like me that just don't have time to get to the car wash and stay in line. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to bring No H2O to Northern Virginia. Thank you so much.
All right. This is what I want to jump into. And Bianca, I'm going to start with you. I want to know, what was the passion that drove you to start Divine Talent? And what is it that keeps you going? I'm sure with any business, it ebbs and flows. Sometimes, we like ducks on the water. It looks so nice above the water, but people don't see you under that water. We are scrambling. What makes you get through the scramble? What was it that just pushed you to start this business?
It's a good question. So first of all, I was born and raised in this area. So I grew up in Stafford. I graduated Brookpoint, and then I moved to the Fredericksburg area. I am a single mother, and I've always been really passionate about business. I have a background in human resources, but also computer science and then criminal justice. So I kind of was all over the place. But I had some really traumatic experiences throughout my life. Starting out, my mom and I were in a car accident when I was 2. And then I just had a lot going on as I was growing up. And I had all these different things that I was passionate about, but I really never knew how to tap into like one particular thing. And so as I kind of grew up and had different experiences, I eventually decided to start a business because I wasn't really happy in my career. And through there, I met some mentors and I really started thinking about the fact that I felt like I was here for a greater purpose and I wanted to understand what that was. I knew that I had this bright light and I wanted to share that with the world, and I wanted to make people feel heard and understood. And that's kind of where the HR background came in. But at the same time, I wanted to like invest in myself. And I knew that I always had these side hustles. And that's kind of where it grew. And in the height of the pandemic in 2020, I had been a business owner for about 8 years, but I really wanted to do something that was directed towards coaching others, particularly those that are often left unheard. And that was where Divine Talent Connection was born. And I felt, I actually fasted before I did it. And, I think through all the craziness of the pandemic, it was a great opportunity for me to really just kind of dial into that.
That is awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. And we're going to dive a little deeper in just a few. All right. I want to hear from Miss Royal Harris. What's the passion? What's the story behind doing what you do?
Oh my goodness. Well, it started with me dressing as a big pink panther. I mean, a mother's joy for their fourth, fifth month of pregnancy for the gender reveal at the doctor's office. I wanted a girl. I already have 2 boys. It's like, oh, this ultrasound is a little longer. Long story short, the doctor came in and told me that they saw my child and the fetus growing with water-filled cysts on his brain. So in the early stages of my pregnancy, I was often asked by the doctor if I wanted to terminate my child. And I was even referred to out of the country to terminate my pregnancy. So I was like, no. I was aware that my child, the syndrome could cause mental and physical disabilities and also affect his motor skills and his nervous system. No, sir. Abortion was not an option. So my Roy, he is now 7 years old and he's full of life. He's full of personality. Even though he's nonverbal and his mobility is limited, he has a mother that will fight for his voice and other special needs children to thrive. Because no one can tell a parent when or if their child will ever reach growth milestones. So what we do as Heart of the Brain Foundation, we grab those autistic children, those autistic parents, recreate that space where it can bring them closer together to experience sensor-friendly activities in a welcoming environment, just giving them a chance to explore opportunities and interests on their own.
That is awesome. We really do appreciate you sharing that. Man, you got me kind of motivated here. You said, can't nobody tell a mother what to do. Mm. All right, Trisha, we want to hear something about this waterless car business. What drove you to come into this business, and what is the passion that keeps you going?
So my passion is really for serving others. And I think there are multiple capacities that you can do that. I'm also a mom, busy mom. I'm a full-time employee. And one of the things that, I've learned through my career is having a passion for customers. I should say 2 things. And then secondly, being a disruptor. And I think No H2O is definitely a disruptor in the industry. You can always take your vehicle to a car wash. You can always have a detailer come out to your house. Sometimes they have insurance coverage and they're official. Sometimes they're not. And I was really drawn to this opportunity when it was presented to me because I thought, wow, we have all the right things here. Conservation, we're striving for customer service, and the convenience. I did not mention something earlier, but we also have an app, and pretty much being the Uber of a car wash or auto detailing that you can request on demand, just as you would request for Uber Eats or an Uber to take you somewhere. You can have that same type of service to get your vehicle clean. And I couldn't help myself. I said, I have a lot going on. I have 2 toddlers. One's going to be 4, the other one's going to be 2. I work full time, but I'm going to find a way, in the midst of us coming out of a pandemic, in the midst of, labor shortages and all these things. I decided to make it work.
That is great. Now, I want to let you know, Ms. Tricia, we had a question about your business. Jeffrey wants to know, how long is the process for the waterless wash?
Jeffrey, how dirty is your car? I mean, it could be a 45-minute process, or it could be, 2 hours. It just depends on the level of service that you'd like and, what we need to get done in your car.
That's a great question. And audience, let me tell you, if you have a question about the products or services that these business owners are providing for you, or if you have a question about their story, please make sure you put it into the chat and we'll try to get your questions answered. All right, Ms. Royal Harris, I'm going to start with you with this one. What makes what you do unique? If I'm a person who is dealing with some children with autism, there are some other resources. When I come to Heart of the Brain Foundation, what makes my experience with you unique as opposed to other businesses doing the same thing?
Great question. I have personally took upon myself and made a 30 page, it's 30 pages because it's not back and front, silly me. But I took it upon myself to do research and contact businesses for anywhere from adventures, indoors or outdoors, that accommodate special needs. And I'm also looking to do a podcast for our parents for to reach spectrum where we can gain perspectives, trade resources, share battle stories, and celebrate the victories of our children. And so you can get that at Heart of the Brain Foundation where you can't get it somewhere else because I am a parent of autism. So I lived that life. I lived the struggle. And who can I vent to? Or who could I advocate for my child? And same thing, I would ask if you have a child with autism, does your child have friends? Someone who share a similar interest or share a similar passion? That way we can connect and that child will be educated and not afraid of the other child. And that parent will also have someone to talk to.
Wow. I guess there's nothing in the world like being like Biggie said, he not just a player, he the player president, right? So he's a player president. That's a tremendous perspective.
Yes, I love my son. He, like I said, he's 7. He was diagnosed with wart on the brain. It's known as hydrocephalus, but we don't know about hydrocephalus. There's so many levels of the autism spectrum that all of our children are just labeled autism. They're not just autism. We got disabled special needs, autism level 1, probably to 12. That's not fair. It's not fair. And our children should have any stipulations. Whatever they need, they should be provided. And the parents shouldn't have to fight so hard to get those services for their child.
And you know what? You said you talked about the spectrum, right? And
Correct.
so I've heard that, but to be honest with you, as someone who doesn't know a lot about autism, all I can say is this person is on the spectrum. But it sounds like you're able to give some information to let parents and caretakers know what the spectrum means and where their child may fall and how you can deal with certain things. That's what it sounded like to me.
Absolutely. The autism spectrum, the levels can range anywhere from low, moderate to high. Children are being diagnosed as early as 6 months, and they're still being diagnosed at 12 years old. And we don't know unless the parent is paying attention to their child's different behavior, their character. They may not just be asking for attention. There's something going on where they need that extra resource, whether it's in school or at a daycare. It could be a real struggle when finances, communication, and barrier is a problem. But for that autism spectrum, we have to determine which level they fall in so we can provide the correct care and where to send them to as far as therapy, waivers. There's CCC waivers. There's also DDD waivers, the community service board. There's information out there that's not at the doctor's office or at the health clinic. But I had that information. I took it upon myself to make sure that I had the answers and resources for Roy. So now that I have it, I pass it on to other families that feel like giving up, do not know where to go, or they want to give their child to the hospice because someone is referring them to go to the hospice. I've had my talk with my children. Are you going to keep your brother? Take care of your brother. I'm training you. Do not be afraid of this autism spectrum because it's a long word. It's nothing wrong with being different. They have the ability to teach us things if we just let them.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate that. Miss Trisha Campo, what makes our experience with you and your waterless mobile wash so different? And I want you to know that Mr. Legree did answer your question about how dirty his car was. He said, not that dirty. His
Not
OCD
that
won't
dirty.
allow it.
Famous words, famous words. So I would say getting a waterless car wash in itself is a different experience, right? Most of my customers, whether they're interacting with me or with one of the detailers, they would always say, I have to see how this gets done, right? So some pull up a lawn chair, some sort of peek out behind boxes just to see, are they really going to pull out hoses and things like that. But it's the most convenient car wash and auto detailing you will ever receive, because we're not hooking up to your water or any of your utilities. We come 100% self-sufficient, right? There are clients that never even come outside. The car's unlocked, we get it done, and we leave. And again, you look at our reviews, you see how happy people are. And that's important for us, is to make sure when we leave, the customer is 100% satisfied. So I would say the convenience and, again, the experience in itself, it's something that no other. If you look at one of my reviews, you'll see we had a client, I'm going to tell a quick story, that was in the hospital, checked themselves into the emergency room, and their mom was coming in from out of town. And so when I called, I said, hey, this says DC. Do you live in DC? And he said, no, I live in Ashburn, but I'm in the hospital. I said, okay, fine. So sent the detailer there and had to go to his hospital room to get the keys and then figure out where his car was located. All he knew, it was in the emergency parking lot, and got the keys, got the vehicle cleaned, took the keys back up to his room. I don't know many services that would go to that level to make sure somebody feels the convenience of having their car cleaned. And he actually wrote a review on Google. And I was really grateful for that, because I think everybody deserves the service, right, to make them happy, no matter where you are. And this is someone that was a veteran, has served our country, and certainly deserved to have his vehicle clean no matter the circumstance. And that's the way we treat every single customer. There's no judgment. We really don't care how it got dirty. We're just here to make sure they get clean.
I like that no judgment, because mine is dirty. My feelings are hurt. My pride is hurt. So I don't want you judging me when I call you. Now, Mr. Legree
Never.
wants to know, how much is a car wash like that?
So it depends. Our prices start at $99, and that is for the outside. So we give you a full external detail and ceramic coating for that. And then our inside packages, which would be the silver, starts at $130, and that's pretty much, inside and out from a sedan. So the prices do vary depending on the size of the vehicle, of course, but that's the general price range. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Mhm.
We appreciate that.
Thank
Miss
you.
Bianca, when we come to Divine Talent Connection, what's going to make our experience so much different with you than if we go elsewhere?
Me. And I feel like that's such a cliche answer sometimes, but it's the truth. I really pride myself in I am my brand, and I tell my clients that all the time. So the experience that you have with me is really rooted in my heart. I have a really genuine heart. I want my clients to feel a genuine connection, and I don't take on just any and every client because it really is about being purpose driven to me. So I want to make sure that our values align. And then I bring a unique perspective because I do have that background in human resources and in business. So from a business perspective, I'm going through the same things that you have been through. There's a lot of coaches out there, especially since the pandemic, that are naming themselves coaches, but don't necessarily have that lengthy experience. And I'm not perfect. I'm still human. I still pray over my business. I'm not perfect. And so I go through similar challenges. And even as a business coach, I invest in coaches for myself as well. So I'm going through those things with you, as well as the mindset challenges and the imposter syndrome and some of those things that we go through. And then on the flip side, from the HR perspective, I'm always going to be deeply rooted in looking at things from my empowerment lens. And so I'm always focused on talent acquisition. I don't do all things human resources anymore, but I'm always going to be focused on what's best for that employee experience, and then leveraging that for the organization and blending your business plan with your HR plan. So it's a really unique blend that you really won't find anywhere else.
Oh, wow. I think I like that. All right, I'm going to start with Miss Trisha Campo with this one, and it is it's very detailed. Somebody in the audience is sitting out there trying to figure out, how did you go from regular old Trisha to having the gumption to start a business? I mean, were you formally trained? Did you grow up in a family of entrepreneurs? How did you get off the sidelines and make the starting lineup of entrepreneurship?
So I would first say I've never been regular old Trisha.
Okay, there it is.
But no, seriously, I think for me, I definitely always wanted to own my own business. It's definitely been a passion of mine. I spend all of my career advising others. And so really just building on those skill sets along the way and taking that into, hey, now I'm going to use it to benefit me and my family. And that's really what it is. I mean, like I mentioned before, I'm a full-time employee. I love my career. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But at the same time, all that I've learned along the way, advising others how to structure deals, how to sell, how to approach customers, thinking through the financials. Then I took that and I said, hey, I'm gonna put it to my use now. In terms of, having that business mindset being in my blood, I would say yes. I would say, growing up in the Caribbean, and my great grandmother, she was always, teaching me the importance of having my own. Definitely planted some seeds. I just never thought it would be a detailing business. But here I am. I think it's about finding, your passion, and pursuing that, not just going after the money. The money is important, but finding your passion and just pursuing that. And before I go, I'm gonna answer Jeffrey's question. How do you book a wash online? So it's very easy to find me, noh2onova.com. So again, with the convenience, whether you wake up at midnight and decide, oh, I need to get my car washed tomorrow, you don't have to worry about getting me on the phone or somebody on the phone. You just go right to the booking link and you choose your package and your date and time.
Well, there it is. Question asked and answered, as they say in court. All right, Miss Royal Harris. Now I know your passion fueled you to start the business, but then there's the business part of it. Passion sometimes doesn't pay the bills.
Right.
Was your business acumen, was it OJT? Did you grow up in an environment where there was entrepreneurship, or did you just get up there and just do it? What's your story about how you started?
how I started was waking up, taking care of my baby Roy every day, and then interacting. We were part of another group called Edmart Hospice, and then I was able to meet other children with similarity Down syndrome, and I was able to talk to those parents and see what other outings that they take their parents to, and they said none. So that was the only outlet that they had, far as the children being able to do something. So I knew that I had to get up and do something. Because I know my child has personality. He loves bubbles, he loves lights. And what are the other children doing? Confined in a room. So I knew I had to get up and do something. If the other children, which we say normal, if they have special days and activities, our autism children should too. And I was driven that way.
Oh wow, I like that. Y'all listening, audience. Y'all listen to these stories about
Yes,
how they got started.
yes, yes.
All right, Miss Bianca, how did you do it? You got off the bench and you got into the starting lineup of business. How'd you do it?
You are so funny. It feels like it just happened. I started, you know what? My first business was a cheesecake business over 10 years ago. And I was working in Tyson's Corner for a pharmaceutical firm. And I had previously worked for Best Buy. So Best Buy really taught me like the sales, the psychology of sales side of things. And I was really good at it. And so I was like, okay, like I like this. And I had always been in retail. And then from there, I started seeing that even though I hadn't gone to school for biology or anything scientific, they were billing my rate at like triple, quadruple what I was making in my career. And I was like, oh my gosh, why don't I take this and leverage it? And then as I got older, I think the most amazing, powerful thing you can do for yourself is read. So even though I had gone to college, I started really researching and diving into like, what is it like to own a business and just what would that look like? And then working for small businesses, I saw the operational side of it. And it kept motivating me. And then in 2020, when I joined this networking chapter, I'm really shy. And I think that was another way to, even though I had been in business for a couple years, just to see a different side of things and see other people and what they were going through and how they were, growing their businesses. It really significantly changed things for me.
I'm going to ask you this, Bianca, while I have you. Now, I believe that you're located in the Northern Virginia area. Is that correct?
Yes. So fun fact, I am actually located in downtown Fredericksburg, down the hall from the Virginia Black Business Directory. We're in the same building.
Well, for those who don't know, almost exclusively, I go to the Virginia Black Business Directory to find these business owners. So that's a little thing we got going on. So you register with them, good things happen. Now, do you only service people in this region, or are you statewide, region wide?
I am across the world. You can get me anywhere.
All right.
All across the country. And that's the power of our networking chapter as well. We have chapters all over the world. So I really can serve across the country, across the world.
Wonderful. Ms. Trisha, same question for you. Are you only servicing the Northern Virginia area, or when they say mobile, do you really mean mobile?
I really do mean mobile, but primarily I try to stay within Nova. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to DC to the hospital, so
have truck will travel, right?
yeah.
Ms. Royal, how about yourself?
Okay, Heart to Brain Foundation, we were founded in 2022. And so right now we're currently hosting events and fundraisers throughout the 757 Hampton Roads area. And that is my commitment, because if an autistic child lives in Norfolk and can't come to the peninsula to one of our activities, we will bring it to the South Side as well to make sure that that parent and that child has the same opportunity.
All right, I'm from the 757. I understand exactly what you're saying. That's right. Hey, listen, we're going to begin to wrap in just a moment here. I want to say again to those of you in the audience, if you haven't already tagged your family and friends, you might want to do it. I want you to be sharing this broadcast. We're live right now on YouTube and on Facebook, Heart for the Community Facebook page, Heart for the Community YouTube channel. We are live, and I'm sure that many of you are sharing this to your YouTube pages and your Facebook pages. The more the merrier. We are absolutely happy that you're doing so. What I want to do is tell the audience again now before they leave, if you have a question, specific question to these business owners, make sure you put it in the chat. We may be able to answer it on air, but if we don't get to it while the broadcast is live, at least your question will be in the chat, and then these business owners can go back, get your questions and answer them specifically. Some of you may want to have a conversation with them offline. We've had their contact information flashed throughout this broadcast, and we're going to put it up again for you. All right. And Mr. Legree is asking us to share the flyer via Cali Elite Patriot. Yes, we will do that. Now, Mr. Legree, he wants to do business with y'all, so please make sure you share your information with the Cali Elite Incorporated social media sites so he can get this information to those young people that he serves, okay? All right, we're going to start with you, Miss Trisha. I want to give you an opportunity to cover anything that we have not covered yet about yourself and your business. Anything you want to say to the audience, here is your shot.
So I think, what I would say to the audience is more on a personal note. A lot of times folks think, in order to start your own business, there's a million things you need to do or be great at. The truth is, there is a million things you need to do, but you don't have to be great at them. We'll be surprised when we lean on our village, when we lean on others, how much help we can actually get. So whether you are a full-time employee like myself, or you're a mom with little ones, if you truly have a passion, right? Or even if you're a dad with little ones, anyone, if you truly have a passion for something, you should pursue it, right? Don't talk yourself and box yourself out of an opportunity, because I certainly didn't think I would own a detailing business, but it's a great opportunity. I'm making the best of it. There will be challenges. There are always ups and downs. Right now, one of my biggest challenges is the current labor market and having consistent employees. But you push through it because, you believe in the product you're offering and you believe in your own success. And so that would be, my advice or sharing my own experience with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Compa. We appreciate that. Ms. Royal Harris, your closing comments for the audience. Anything you want to share about yourself or your business?
Yes. We do have some awesome, get it, AU, awesome upcoming events. April 8th, 2023, we're going to have our autistic extravaganza with thousands of eggs for our children to hunt. Then we're planning right behind that in June. It's going to be a 5K event. The race will not be timed. We're giving the opportunity for supporters and the children to come run, walk, roll, or scroll. Those that are limited to mobility can bring their wheelchair, their stroller, or walker. And again, we accept sponsorships, monetary donations, in-kind donations, or services. You can contact me through Heart of the Brain Foundation or in the web chat. I'll be glad to service you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Royal Harris. All right, Ms. Bianca Guzman, the microphone belongs to you.
Thank you. I just want to piggyback off of what Trisha said. I think that it's really important as business owners and just people in general. I believe that we're all here to serve each other and support each other. And so I encourage you to reach out. I do offer free complimentary discovery calls, but just to reach out, whether you need encouragement, feel free to follow me on social media. I try to always spread encouraging words. I do offer occasional free workshops in a group setting so that we can provide that safe space for accountability, but also education on business, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And just to believe in yourselves, because like I said, it all starts with our mindset. And I think if we get that under control and going in the right direction, the world is ours. We can accomplish anything. And I think the greatest thing we can do is invest in ourselves and get that passive income going and change those generational curses. So please reach out, and I pray that everyone has an amazing rest of their evening.
This is awesome. You all have been awesome. I'm sure that our audience is very well informed of who you are, where you are, the products and services that you provide. This is to the audience. I want to let you know Heart for the Community Initiative does not charge anything to these business owners for them to be here. This is strictly a service to and for the community. There's some information scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Of course, we are ourselves a 501c3 organization. We do tremendous things in the community. As a matter of fact, we're planning an event right now dealing with human trafficking. All right. We do graciously accept any donations that you would like to make to Heart for the Community Initiative. If you would like to do that by way of PayPal or Givelify, Cash App, that information is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We'll graciously appreciate that. Now, let me tell you also, we're looking to build an army of volunteers. There are those of you who would love to get some volunteer hours. Listen, Heart for the Community Initiative has plenty for you to do. You can reach out to us on our Facebook page, and that information is also scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Our Facebook page, our website. You're more than welcome to go to those areas. You can even drop us a line by Facebook Messenger if you like. You'll also find Heart for the Community on Instagram. Any kind of way you can get us your information and say, hey, listen, I would like to be a part of the army of volunteers. So when you guys announce your events, I'd like to get in and help you to plan and execute the event. That is awesome. We appreciate you and we're looking for you. We will graciously receive you. Also, we're looking for partners. Now, volunteer somebody who shows up, help us put the tents up and all those kind of stuff. Now, the partner, that's a little different. I want to make sure we understand that. Partner means we share in the expenses, we share in the planning, we share in carrying the load of these particular events. If you would like to partner with Heart for the Community Initiative, you're saying, listen, I see what you guys are doing. I want to work with you to bring your services and different programs to the community. And let me tell you, this thing that we're planning in the June timeframe to deal with human trafficking is going to blow your socks off, and we will need help from the community. So if you'd like to be interested in partnering with us or coming to us as a army of volunteers, please submit your information. If you want to, you can even put it in the chat, and we'll be reaching out to you very, very soon. All right. And Jeff is trying to let Trisha know, would you come to Fredericksburg? That's what he's asking you. I think he want to give you some of his money.
Jeff, I added you on Facebook. We definitely could talk about that. One of the things we're looking for is brand ambassadors to spread the word. So I would be happy to come to Fredericksburg, assuming I have a couple of appointments lined up. So I make a day of it on a weekend.
All right. Well, listen, audience, the information for these business owners, we got Heart for the Brain with Miss Royal Harris. We have Divine Talent Connection with Miss Bianca Guzman. And we also have No H2O Auto Detailing with Miss Trisha Campo. We want you to support these businesses, spread the word about their story, about their businesses, about their services. We want to support each other. And that's why we do this, especially during Black History Month, to put a spotlight on the Black businesses and business owners of the DMV region. So thank you so much for your time and attention. Business owners, thank you. And we pray for much success for your businesses. And listen, if your business takes off and you get all kind of people that want to contact you, I want to know about it. So you guys have my contact information. Did I miss anything? Did anybody have anything to say before we get out of here? All right, audience, we say goodbye to you. Listen, we'll be back on Sunday for episode number 5. We're putting the spotlight on ministries. On Sunday, what's the day to be there? The 19th. We're going to do the ministry spotlight. And this is not going to be ministry like your grandmama's church. This is going to be out-of-the-box ministries that are doing out-of-the-box stuff in the community. And you're going to see. We're going to talk about some ministries doing tremendously important work in the community. And so remember, we'll be back here on Sunday the 19th. Now, if I get a whole lot of interest between now and then, I might book another show between now and then. But, you know, if you're watching this and you're a Black business owner and you haven't heard from me, but you want to put your face in the place, contact me ASAP. I need at least 3 of y'all that I haven't talked to before to contact me before I'm going to schedule another episode between now and Sunday. So if you want to get it done, let me know. Until then, bye-bye. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank y'all very much.